be talking about energy flow in ecosystems. And when we say energy flow, it's really thinking about how one organism gets food. And in nature, it's really by eating one another. So we're looking a lot at food webs, food chains when we refer to energy. So first we're going to have a food chain. A food chain really just represents how energy flows through an ecosystem as one organism eats another organism to obtain its energy or food. And we're going to be showing arrows from one organism to the next, and the arrows will represent the flow of energy. So for example, at the bottom of our food web here we have a grasshopper. The arrow is going to the frog. That means the energy goes from the grasshopper to the frog because the frog is eating this grasshopper. And as you go up the food chain, that's what the arrows represent until you get to the top of the food chain here. So this is the flow of energy as we go through this food chain. This is a more complex food web, which is really the reality is that organisms eat different things, not just one thing. So a food web is just interconnecting food chains, showing how energy always stems from our bottom level here, which is our plants. It's always the base level, and it goes up till we get to the top of the food chain. Here's some just basic definitions that involve food chains. We have herbivores, which are things that will eat plants. They're like vegetarians. Carnivores only eat consumers, which means they're not eating plants. So they're eating other animals. Anything that doesn't do photosynthesis is what they're eating. Omnivore would eat both, which would be like what humans are. We would eat plants and animals. Other parts of the food web are the producers, which are also called autotrophs. Anything that makes its own food by using the sun. So these are going to be very, very important. You couldn't have any food web at all without this bottom level. So we need to have plants because without plants you can't have anything building on top of that. So here's just photosynthesis, how they actually make their food using the sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. And so the product we're interested in here is that they're making is sugar, or right here are glucose, which is what the next level that eats the plant is going to be getting for its energy. So the plants are extremely important. So here's some plants, producers. Then we have consumers, which are also called heterotrophs, which have to eat something else for their food. They can't make their own food like a plant. So they're either eating a plant or other animals. And so they're going to go through lots of different levels of consumers in the food web. We'll have first order consumers, also called primary. They're going to be the things that eat the plants. So we're going to go like a progression and a level here. So plants are your producers. Then you have first level consumers that are eating the plants. Second order consumers are eating the first order consumers. So as we go up through that food web we're building on our consumers. Third order consumers, also called tertiary, they eat the second order consumers. And really we don't really get past this level. There may be some fourth order, but you can't keep going up and up and up and up and up because eventually you'll run out of energy. There's only so much energy that can flow through that food web, and eventually it runs out. We also have decomposers, which sometimes are not actually shown on the food web, but they're extremely, extremely important. These are going to be things that break down dead things. So your bacteria, your fungus, you need to have these so that you can break down and decompose dead things and put nutrients back into the ground so that the plant can actually grow. So without the plant, you don't have anything. So you need these things to give the soil nutrients so you can have plants growing. So even though you may not see them, they're always working and they're extremely important. So here's our decomposers here. They're represented here by a mushroom, and they're showing the cow and the chicken going to the decomposer. That doesn't mean the decomposer is eating them. It means the mushroom, or this could be bacteria, is breaking them down after they die. And they're going to break them down into the nutrients and atoms that they're made out of and put it back into the soil. Okay, so that concludes our presentation on food webs. Thank you.